Hey, we got to talk about that one, folks. Welcome back to the Always Bayern Chelsea show. Today is Friday, August 22nd, a great day, and maybe the best day in Always Bayern Chelsea history because, yes, Bayern Munich crushed, thrashed, thumped, dominated, destroyed. How many synonyms can you think of for beating the pulp out of a team? 6-0 over Leipzig in the opening match of the Bundesliga campaign for this year, 2025-2026, and 30 minutes later, Chelsea beat West Ham 5-1 in the English Premier League. My name's Danny. I am the Bayern Munich fan from Always Bayern Chelsea. Jim, my usual co-host, is the Chelsea fan. He's out of town today. We'll see if he has anything he can say to add in for this episode, but otherwise I'm sure he'll keep you covered in a different one. But I'm going to be talking about the Bayern Munich match in this one here because, yeah, it was a big one. And before we begin, please subscribe to our YouTube channel here, Always Bayern Chelsea. Please leave us a like, drop a comment. Really trying to build a footballing community here. I do respond to all the comments, and yeah, it's just been a lot of fun to kind of ramp things up lately, trying to do a lot of coverage. But without further ado, let's start talking about this one here. Bayern Munich 6, Leipzig 0 in the Allianz Arena. Again, the first day of the new Bundesliga season. And if you know me, if you are a listener of the show, you'll know that the Bundesliga is my favorite league, so I am just so happy it's back. This is a chaotic weekend for me. I am photographing the IndyCar races over at the Milwaukee Mile, so I am kind of not necessarily running on fumes yet, but I'm sure by tomorrow and Sunday I will be, but I'm just in the middle of a lot of stuff. So luckily caught this one, and yeah, again, I wasn't able to catch Chelsea because they played essentially at the same time as Bayern here, but we're hoping Jim will have you covered for that one. So let's start with Bayern Munich's lineup in this one. Vincent Kompany pushed the right buttons. I mean, what can you say? Everything about this match went right for Bayern, and about everything went wrong for Leipzig. In between the sticks, we saw Manuel Neuer. Very, very, very solid game from Neuer, exactly what you would expect from Neuer. A clean sheet, although Leipzig did score a goal that was disallowed. We'll talk about that as we break down the match, but you can't complain with a clean sheet from the best goalkeeper of all time. The right back was Konrad Laimer. Vincent Kompany loves Konrad Laimer. At right back, he brought that energy, he brought that edge that he always does, even picking up a yellow card in there, and man, was it a deserved yellow card. But that's all right. Laimer had a good match overall. Laimer and Olise on that right side is so dangerous. It's so deadly. I don't know how you stop it. I don't know how you guard it, to be honest with you. The center back combination was Jonathan Tah and Dayot Upamecano, with Josip Stanisic rounding out the back line at the left back. Upamecano was a beast today. He was a menace. He was clearing everything he needed to. He was getting on guys, getting right up in their grills, basically, and just completely stopping any bit of an attack that Leipzig had. Upamecano was there to snuff it out. So awesome match from Upamecano. Tah, on the other hand, I don't think had his best match. He's scored well on the rating systems, I'm sure, 7.3 on SofaScore, but he actually did allow the goal that Leipzig scored. But again, it was disallowed because of a illegal free kick that led to the goal. So, Tah kind of gets bailed out by that one, I guess you could say. Not a horrible match by any means, but I just thought he was, again, I thought this in the Super Cup as well, I thought he was the weakest of the back line, maybe still getting acclimated to Bayern, but, he's familiar with the Bundesliga. I think what you see is what you get with Tah at this point. I think we know what we're going to get from him. What I'm trying to say is I think everybody on Bayern was outstanding, and Tah was the worst one on the team, so fine enough. I mean, what can you complain about when you win 6-0? Stanisic, I thought, was very good on the left back side over there, and Stanisic is a natural right back, so the guys playing out of position had a great game at left back, and it makes me wonder what's going to happen when Davies comes back, because I feel like both Laimer and Stanisic are too good to keep off the pitch for too long of a time. We'll see, I think that Stanisic does such a good job of getting up into the play. That being said, I do think a guy like Alphonso Davies, the best left back in the world, will unlock another level in this team, will unlock especially Luis Diaz, who we'll get to him, but he had a great match himself. But I was just thinking during this match, what are we going to see when Davies comes back? Davies and Lucho on that left-hand side, I mean, it's going to be, again, unguardable. How do you guard a Harry Kane? How do you guard a Michael Olise? How do you guard a Luis Diaz? How do you guard a Jamal Musiala when he's back healthy? And also have Alphonso Davies bombing up at you, and also having Laimer or Stanisic bombing up at you, and Kimmich dropping dimes, and Pavlovic facilitating, and Goretzka being a box-to-box presence, and Serge when he's on his game. It's unguardable. I mean, I think this attack, we'll get to the attack, but I think it's the best in Europe when healthy. That's the big if/when, because come crunch time, this team is never, ever healthy, so we're going to have to hope for a little bit of luck, and we're going to have to hope for a team that, again, just stays healthy and is smart enough to kind of rotate and rest and train properly throughout the season. Now, onto the midfield. Joshua Kimmich and Leon Goretzka both were very solid today. Goretzka picked up a knock early in the game but stayed on. Looked like he twisted his ankle. I thought he, at first I thought he was going to be injured pretty bad, but got back up and seemed fine. So Goretzka was certainly the weaker of the two midfielders, but that being said, Kimmich put on an outstanding Kimmich-esque performance, so you can't really knock Goretzka too much for this one. Solid, but just wasn't the best player on the field. Again, with a lineup of absolute stars. Kimmich was interesting in this one because he actually dropped back, I think, a little bit more than he usually does. What happened is Laimer and Stanisic on the flanks essentially kind of operated as wingbacks. They were bombing up and down the pitch. Kimmich dropped back and formed a back three with Upa and Ta. So that was essentially how Bayern shaped up. Obviously on paper it's a 4-2-3-1, but in possession it's a back three with Kimmich, Upa, and Ta, with the, I almost said wingbacks, but the fullbacks essentially operating as wingbacks. The attack today was dynamite, absolutely dynamite. Michael Olise on the right wing, scored a brace, was just fucking incredible. I mean, Michael Olise is going to be a Ballon d'Or, maybe winner someday. I know that's crazy to say, but the guy is so electric, so juicy. Serge Gnabry, speaking of juicy, at the 10, outstanding performance from Serge. Was involved in almost all 6 of these goals. I mean, the guy had 2 assists. I think you'd give him a hockey assist on one of Kane's goals there. Really good from Serge. And Serge, interestingly in this one, he's listed as the 10, but Serge and Olise were almost completely fluid, completely interchanging. You even saw Luis Diaz kind of interchanging with these guys, and Harry Kane as well. That's a staple of Vincent Kompany's attack, is this insane fluidity, and it works because all these guys are good enough and are experienced enough to be able to kind of work with each other and just utilize their outstanding playmaking, but also helping out the other guys. So you have Kane at the 9, but dropping back and facilitating and also scoring a hat trick. You have Luis Diaz, who scored a goal and had 2 assists, who's all over the place at once. And you have Serge Gnabry, who in this game was more of a facilitator than he usually is. And that role doesn't always suit Serge well. But in this game, he was just, I don't know if I mentioned it, but a brace of assists for Serge in this one, and was just, outstanding. As well as Kane and Diaz. Kane has a perfect 10 on SofaScore, Olise 9.9, Luis Diaz 9.6. So have you ever seen an attacking threesome that it scores that highly? I don't know if I have. But man, I mean, it was totally justified. These guys were just incredible today, all of them. I mean, Kane is the best player in the world. I always say that, and this performance is just a manifestation of all of his talents, because the guy was dropping dimes left and right and then also running up in the attack. I mean, Kane started attacks and finished attacks. Is there another player in the world that can do that? I don't think there is. Quite literally, he would take the ball from deep, find somebody else, and then make a run and get the ball and score a goal. So, I mean, it's just mind-blowing stuff. It's complete domination. He sees the pitch in a way that I don't think anybody else can, and he also just has the sheer production and goal-scoring ability. Man, and Luis Diaz, what a way to start his Bundesliga campaign. A goal, 2 assists. The guy was on fire. He looked like he gelled with this attack seamlessly. He really did. Outstanding from Diaz. The last thing I need to say about this electric attack today is Serge Gnabry. The man catches so much shit left and right on social media, and yeah, he's lost a step. Yeah, he's not as special or as consistent as he once was. But on his day, Serge Gnabry can still compete with the best of them. And I get it, he's not a starter for Bayern Munich. He's not starter consistency, starter quality. But he's a decent depth guy. He's a good backup. And like I said, on his day, he can compete with the best of them. So all these Twitter trolls, and I think probably about half of them are trolls, half of them are serious, who just won't stop giving this guy so much shit. What you're doing isn't helpful, and it's mad disrespectful. Invert the Wing the other week said he was too fat to even play in a Sunday league. And it's like, come on, man. You, with the following that you have, don't have your opinion of these guys be based off Twitter trolls when you don't really have the history of watching him, Like, comments like that are just disrespectful, unhelpful, and honestly just straight up asinine, so I'm going to call it out right here. In reality, yeah, Serge isn't a starting level player at Bayern Munich, but he's a great locker room guy, he's a good leader, and I'll call it out when he has bad performances. I have no problem at all calling him out when he has bad performances, but, for what he is, he's obviously massively overpaid. I'll admit that. I'll be the first to admit that. But he had a very great game today, and I'll give him flowers today for it. Moving on. So, the match kicked off, and Bayern was really dominant through and through. I don't know how many synonyms I can come up with to explain to somebody who didn't watch the match how dominant this performance was. But the first action that really happened, we'll say 10th minute or so, Kane has a perfect ball to Leimer. I mean, absolutely perfect. Cuts the defense. Nobody was expecting it. Nobody saw Leimer on the whole pitch except for Kane. And Leimer couldn't make the goal. His finishing isn't the best, but, I mean, he's a right back. He's not meant to be someone who has a striker or even a wings level instinct in finishing. So Leimer misses the shot, but it was a sign of things to come in this match. And, this type of thing you don't notice from Kane unless you watch Bayern week in and week out. The man just assist or almost assist machine. A lot of times these what would be assists are squandered. And again, for a guy who produces the most goals in the world, to be able to find guys like that is just unheard of, and it just doesn't happen. So I have to keep saying it every single week. I see it happen left and right. I don't know how many assists Kane squandered. And it's like, I saw this quote where it's like, Kane probably wishes Kane was on the end of Kane assists. So it just shows how overall effective and overall well-rounded this guy is as a player. Now, later on in the match, we did see the first goal happen in the 21st minute. And up until that point, again, the notes that I have, I kind of already mentioned, Stanisic really bombing up in the attack. But what would an Alphonso Davies look like on that side? Would he unlock Lucho even more? Hopefully we'll see. And then Serge, Olise, even Lucho and Kane, completely fluid at the attack. But yes, back to the goal, 21st minute. The first goal comes from none other than Mr. Nonchalant, cool man himself, Michael Olise. The ball went from Gnabry to Stanisic to Olise on that one. And it was really just a great combination of link-up play and an awesome finish from Olise. Awesome finish from Olise. In the 32nd minute, we saw the second goal of the match, this time by Luis Diaz, his first Bundesliga match, his first Bundesliga goal. And if Diaz is as good as he was today for Bayern Munich, I think we can justify spending 75 mil on him. He's got a long way to go. I shouldn't say a long way to go, but he has to do this consistently for that amount of money to be worth it. But so far, no complaints about him whatsoever. Was great today, obviously scored what ended up being the clinching goal in the DFB, not the DFB Pokal, the Franz Beckenbauer Super Cup, the winner of the DFB Pokal. Stuttgart lost to Bayern Munich, winners of the Bundesliga, 1-2 the other day. Got a whole video covering that, so go ahead, check that out if you want to. But yeah, just an awesome goal from Diaz, assisted by Gnabry, kind of slots it over to Diaz, and really an awesome top bins finish. And that's the kind of finishing that the left side of the attack for Bayern has been missing. So it was great to see that from Luis Diaz there. And yeah, after that, I mean, Bayern just continued to keep their foot on the gas. They peppered in the shots. Kane had some more shots. Gnabry hit the crossbar after that. Really good shot by Gnabry. It actually got deflected. I think it would have probably went in if it didn't get deflected, but ended up hitting the crossbar. And then in the 42nd minute, 3-0, Michael Olise gets his brace. Another Gnabry assist. Really a great assist by Gnabry there. Again, like Gnabry was playing like a distributor today. He was just finding guys. And Olise, again, what can you say about the guy? Another great finish. So at that point, it's 3-0. We go into halftime feeling good. But Bayern Munich did not stop with their foot on the gas. Again, they just kept pounding and looking for more, and that's what you need out of a team like Bayern Munich. You need them to be hungry. You need them to play this free-flowing attack like Vincent Kompany is seemingly allowing them to do. And if you all remember, last year, Kompany started off the year pretty much the same. Very free-flowing attack, very high-powered, high line, and for whatever reason, he kind of tamed that back a little bit, whether that was because of injuries. That's maybe a theory you could say. I think it really started after the Barcelona game where Hansi Flick, my favorite coach in the world, surprised, I think, Bayern, or at least exploited that high line. I think Kompany sort of went back to the drawing board, didn't erase everything, but wasn't playing quite as aggressively after that Barca match. So now, this season, it seems like he's just coming out of the gate hot again, playing aggressive, which I love to see. It's a very attractive style of football. It's a very fun style of football to be playing. So yeah, 64th minute, again, maybe not right after halftime, because actually Leipzig did look a little dangerous right out the gate, but Bayern still maintained control, and in the 64th minute, we got that fourth goal, Kane's first goal of the match, assisted by Luis Diaz, and really an awesome, patient goal from Kane. Diaz kind of slotted the ball out to Kane on the left-hand side as they were both making a run. Kane took the ball, beat a defender, waited for the shot, and then just slid it right in between Peter Gulaschi's legs, I believe. He's the keeper on Leipzig. I believe that was the one that kind of nutmegged him. So a great goal by Kane there. And then in the 68th minute or so, we actually did see the Leipzig goal where Ta got beat on this one, and then he kind of fell over and never really recovered. And Leipzig scores the goal. Again, I would put that one on Ta. Nothing Neuer could really do. It was a nice shot, top bins. Neuer's arms were outstretched, but just beat him. The ball just beat him. And yeah, it was weird because the goal stood for a while, and then, you see Kimmich arguing with the ref, getting a yellow card, and then a while later, the goal actually becomes disallowed. I think it was maybe like 4 or 5 minutes later that the goal became disallowed, and that was because it was indeed an illegal free kick. So the goal started from an illegal free kick, and it's just kind of funny because Kimmich gets carded for pointing that out, but he was actually right. So it's funny every once in a while you see that, if a player is being completely disrespectful, you gotta card him. And again, I don't know what Kimmich said to the ref in this situation, but I just wanted to point that out because I thought it was funny. I wasn't sure why Kimmich was carded. I wasn't sure what he was talking to the referee about, but then, yeah, like later on, it's like, oh, he was actually right. So That goal comes off, and it's still 4-0 at that point to Bayern Munich, and Kompany then goes to his bench. Very smart, in my opinion, especially because you got the DFB pokal match midweek on Wednesday, so I'm sure Kompany's probably not going to play all of his starters necessarily, at least the whole match in that one. But again, you're up 4-0 in the 69th minute. You can bring in some subs, and that's what Kompany did. Pavlovic comes on for Goretzka, Kim comes on for Ta, Bouet comes on for Leimer, and Karl comes on for Gnabry. Really smart, I thought. Really, really smart subs. Had no complaints with any of them. Again, for the reason of getting some of these guys rest. Also, you want to get Pavlovic minutes. You want to get Kim minutes. Bouet, I could see getting minutes because Leimer was on a yellow card at that point. So, yeah, and then obviously Karl. Lena Karl, awesome young talent. You want to see what that kid can do. So I was glad he came in. And, yeah, to be honest, Karl was pretty impressive. He peppered in at least 2 really good shots that were saved that I can remember, maybe even more. Bouet was fine, I thought, in this one. And Kim actually was really, really good. We'll get to it because in Kane's final goal, the 6th goal of the match, Kim was mostly responsible for that one. So awesome game from Kim. He was aggressive in the right ways and just good defense, good contributing to the attack even as well. And Pavlovic, I thought, looked good as well. Wearing the mask in this one from his fractured eye socket. But yeah, Pavlovic, let's just hope the kid gets healthy and is able to continue on the trajectory that he was on 2 seasons ago, his breakout season, as well as last year before he got injured. Let's hope, because that kid could be something very special as well. And then in the 74th minute, we saw Kane's 5th goal, this time from a Diaz assist. Again, getting that 2nd assist for Luis Diaz, just really gelling with the attack so well. And Kane, I mean, what can you say? This one was from distance, if it's the one I'm thinking of. Kane just had a little bit of space, and he fired off an absolutely pinpoint, perfectly executed, accurate shot. And man, oh man, Kane was just on fire from then on, because the 77th minute, this was the one Kim was involved in. We saw Bayern's 6th goal, Kane's 3rd goal, perfect hat trick for Bayern. All 3 goals in a row, no interruption for Kane there, so I believe that's what they consider a perfect hat trick in Germany. And this one was mostly done by Kim, who intercepted a Leipzig ball and then just ran all the way down the pitch with it, like Kim, a center back, beating defenders, and eventually found Kane, who slotted it in perfectly. Again, Kane just showing in this match that he can do it all. He can score from damn near anywhere on the pitch. Last year he scored behind the halfway line, so really anywhere on the pitch. He can defend, he can facilitate, he can assist, he can start and end attacks, and obviously he can score. He's a striker with the highest production essentially in the world. I believe since he's come to Bayern Munich, he has scored the most goals in the world, so really, really incredible stuff all around. Kimmich actually fired in a shot late in the match as well that almost went in. So again, like, Bayern was not happy with 6 goals. They kept going. They kept trying to pepper in more. And it was just so awesome to see, because that's how you want Bayern Munich to play: fearless, aggressive, attacking, attractive football. Mwah. It was beautiful to see. I think that's all. 85th minute, we did see Jonah Kusiasari come in for Harry Kane. So again, another youngster getting some minutes. Very good to see. You want to get that kid some Bundesliga minutes, and this is a perfect time to do it. So Bayern Munich, wow, what a way to start the season. Absolutely incredible. Really nothing short of amazing. And again, I'm running out of synonyms to describe just how good it was. But man, oh man, this Bayern Munich team. Next up for Bayern Munich is going to be the DFB Pokal, as mentioned, midweek Wednesday. I'm pounding my head against a table because I have another event I have to photograph during the day on that one, so I'm not really going to be able to catch much of that one live. We'll still get you covered. I will watch it deep into the evening if I have to once I get home, and give you some sort of a reaction because, yeah, I'm pumped for the pokal as well. I really want Bayern to go hard for domestic double this year, but this time in the pokal they're playing Wehen. I don't know if that's anywhere near the correct pronunciation of it because they are a third-tier Bundesliga team that I just don't know much about. So that's who they play. After that, we have Bundesliga action again the following Saturday, which would be August 30th against Augsburg. And yeah, we're just going to keep you covered for that because at that point, I might finally have a rest in the work that I've been doing. But yeah, again, thanks for sticking with us here at Always Bayern Chelsea. Would love it if you would be open to subscribing and sticking along for the ride this football season. We usually have a Chelsea fan as well. Again, 5-1 win over West Ham today in the Premier League, so Jim will have to keep you covered for that. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Please drop us a like and a comment. It means a lot. And I'm going to send us out here with a Mia San Mia.